Well, welcome back, guys. Today's episode is a crying shame. We'll put it that way. 2 years the car's set. I told you next video we would get it back in the shop here and go over it, see where we stand. And it's sad, to say the least. Florida sun, moving cross country back and forth. It's taken its toll on it, to say the least. And it's rather heartbreaking. I've got over a year into basically the body kit and then paint. But the body kit, I didn't film any of it. That was long before I started the channel. That was the, what's that company? It's on eBay. Pretty popular when it comes to body kits. Like Mr. Body Kit or something like that. And got it in, started fitting things up, and there was nothing about it that fit or bolted on. So I had to make all of my own mounts, all of my own bolt holes, and everything to do with it. They were literally just pieces of body, front bumper, rear bumper, and side skirts. It wasn't too bad. Like I said, took about a year, got everything done, mounted up, fiberglass, bondoed, painted, this, that, and the other. And like I said, it wasn't too bad, just time consuming and meticulous. Granted, if you don't want it to look perfectly, then you can do it a lot faster, but I'm kind of anal about these things, so it took a while. And yeah, sitting has not been nice, but I did get the oil pan gasket for the new engine. Came from Amazon, which I'm having a real problem with. Here's the box when it showed up, just a little beat up on the end here. So I opened it up, and this is the new Velcro design. It's a two-piece oil pan gasket instead of the original, how it should have been, one-piece gasket. So here we go again, but we'll get it ironed out, get a new one. Said it's going to take like 5 days or so to get another one. Still waiting on the head gasket to come in. I'm hoping it's not lost. I ordered it through eBay, and it's updated at 12 a.m. for the last 3 days as processing through carrier facilities. Doesn't list any facilities, unfortunately, and it still says it's arriving today, even though it's in transit. Hasn't arrived at any destination. So hopefully it shows up, because that's what I'm waiting on. I have the short block here fully assembled. Turn you guys around, I'll go ahead and show you. For those of you just tuning in that haven't seen what's going on so far, got it all wrapped up. Try and keep bugs and crap out of it, but you know, if you've ever built a motor or you live in Florida, you know how it goes. There she is, all pretty. Got the whole rotating assembly in it. New pistons. Went ahead and put the knock sensors back on it. Got this daggone assembly lube everywhere. I clean a lot of that off before I actually go to start it. Got the oil pump on. That does have the boundary gears. Like I said, went over, polished everything, cleaned it all up, put it in. I got the rear main seal and cover on. You guys are looking for a part number for a rear main. That's the one I use. Works great. Then we have our brand new front main and the package. There's part number. But the last thing I'm waiting on to show up is that daggone head gasket. Once that gets here, I can get the heads on it, get everything strapped down, all the timing on. Oil pan, windage tray, I've got them cleaned up. This is the Megalodon windage tray. It's a nice piece, pretty heavy duty. Also adds a little bit of strength, I suppose. Trying to clean out this freaking oil pan after spinning a couple of bearings is a pain, and I'll show you why. This thing is baffled, so that way the oil's not sloshing all over the place, but it also has all these fancy little trap doors in here to keep things from slushing around. Got one on either side, one in the center, and then back here in the back as well. There's one on either side. And trying to get any and every little teeny tiny piece of aluminum bearing material out of there is a pain in the butt, to say the least. But this nice big heavy oil pan, got my bungs that I welded in there. Yeah, they look like crap right now, but those are for my turbo returns, and I actually did thread them, so the day I go with a supercharger and no longer need them, I can just put a 3/4 pipe plug in them, good to go. But with all that said, that's an update on the engine and fun stuff. We will turn our attention to the car. This thing is a mess, to say the least. And here's why. All my wiring over here is a disaster, although I'm not sure quite why. And then this, I've still got to get a new plug and get it tied in for the MAF, because we've got the SCT Big Air 5000. Got to get this remounted somewhere, CCRM. If you don't know, that's just a relay box. It's got your AC and your fuel pump relays in them. Your turbos, thank God, still spin, no real problem there, but they're just all oxidized and nasty. Probably going to take them off and powder coat them. Both of them are kind of crappy, but my crappily built headers down there, kind of rusty. This side's all right. I just threw this block in here when we were moving, so that way it would hold the trans up for me. Engine bay is a mess. Headlights are trash. Florida sun does not blend with headlights or clear coats. As you can see, those were brand spanking new 2 years ago. I think these actually came from late model restoration, not eBay or Amazon. But I wish I could turn this camera around. Here, we'll get you guys turned around and check out the damage on the body, and it's sad. All right, here we go. So up front here, we've got these dings. Not terrible, but screwed up the paint. And then we have this kind of crap. That is actually a hole in there, and I'm not 100% why, but there it is. This freaking hump has driven me up a wall since I got this kit. I have tried so dang hard to straighten that out, all to no avail. And that lower lip is my favorite part of this entire body kit. But what I'm wanting to do now is go ahead. Red's my favorite color, so I'm really wanting to do the Mazda 46V on it, but that paint is expensive as can be, and apparently it's really hard to get in a gallon kit. I don't know, but we got a nice ding there right on the fender. And yes, the paint is completely custom. It sparkles and shimmers in the sun. It came out beautifully, exactly what I wanted it to do. It looks killer out in the sun. But why this took so long is making everything fit nice and precise because of that. I didn't want body lines from the body kit, so that's the door it has to open. This would originally be a line, as in across here, whoops, where the front bumper comes in. I blended the entire thing to be one piece. Never have ordered side scoops, but as you can see, through all the crap, there's no body lines on it anywhere. I had to cut all these dang things out because when you order this, those are completely full, solid piece. So I made a little stencil, cut them all out, and got a little wobble here and there, but I suppose when I go to repaint it, I'll probably touch those up, make them a little more uniform. But yeah, it's sad. I never even got to show it off before that motor blew, and she's sad. That right there is just killer. Not really sure what happened, because this is an actual Machleen spoiler. It's not a cheap body kit part. So there was no Bondo. I didn't add anything to it. I scuffed it, primed it, painted it. Another hole in my trunk lid that I really don't understand, because I did minimal body work on this car because it didn't need it. There was one spot on the driver door that I fixed, so that's not a Bondo pop. Not sure why it did that or that, but yeah, it's pretty sad, guys. It's a lot of time, effort, and money that's just trashed. I don't know what's happened to her, because she sat right out here in the yard straight in front of the shop. You can see that bald sand spot. That's where she sat. Nothing touched it, hurt it, whatever. And other than that, it was on the car trailer that I just went out and parked. It's out there in the woods, so it's not in the yard. Moving on, the interior is crappy as it was before. It's not terrible. It's not in bad shape. The driver's seat needs some fix, but still not terrible. I wanted to keep the original Mach 1 interior because I really do enjoy the silver and gray, but maybe one day we'll change it up. Headliner's great. Back seats are mint condition. Carpet's not bad. Door panels, or door cards if you're Europe, good shape. Everything in this car actually does work. All the AC, heat, power steering, the cruise control, every bit of it works. And this hood was a fly off. Dude gave it to me. It was literally broken in half from flying off the car as it was going down the road. So I got it, fixed it all up, rebuilt it, but there was a slight issue with clearance here. So the tension of that pushing up on it and sitting in the sun, it broke. It happens. I'll get a new hood. It's not that big a deal, but this is just the sad part. I didn't realize how bad a shape it was in, and I guess I'm probably going to go ahead and powder coat the compressor housings, help them look better. What I need you guys to do, help me out, give me your opinion. Think about the way this motor's set up. These are my intakes. They're that bright, beautiful red color. I absolutely love it. So previously, if you go back and look at the old videos, I'll try and insert a picture of the setup. I had the tubing coming up to the throttle body red as well to match. I'm thinking that it's going to look better if I do the tubing this matte black like I've done the alternator, like that, and then you're going to have the tubing, which was red. I've started stripping it already, but I think that matte black coming up to the throttle body and mating up to the intake is going to look a whole lot better than the tubing being red. Or we can continue with the red. You guys drop a comment, let me know if you think it would look better red coming up to red or the matte black coming up to the red, and then we'll see whose comments win, and we'll go from there, because it comes up, hits the MAF, and then right up into the throttle body. Let me know in the comments which color you would go with, the red or the black. Come around and see. Yeah, it's not too dark, but still have the Mach 1 cluster. Everything in it works. And then I've got oil pressure, boost, and air fuel down there in their silly little triple pod. But overall, thankfully, the interior is really not in bad shape. I'm happy with how it looks. But yeah, my tent, it's all bubbly. Dang-nabbit. Rest of it, it'll work. You have the Borla tips down there. This actually does have the Stinger mufflers. It sounded really good before the turbos, but now that the turbos are on it, you know, they're basically just extra mufflers. It's pretty quiet, but just an update where we stand, where I'm at. Next video, I'll probably be pulling the turbos out. We'll go ahead and get them cleaned up, ready for powder coat, and then I'll judge off the comments and see if we want to do the intake piping black or red, and we'll go from there. It's gonna be a journey. Honestly, at this point, if I had the money, I would strip this entire engine bay, go ahead, mask everything off, and repaint the whole car. But I don't do cheap single stage paint when I paint things. It's expensive, to say the least. I've done a lot of different paint jobs. I've done several for customers. One stage cheap paints just are not the way to go, especially in Florida. You can get away with them. Use a quality clear coat, because that Florida sun and UV index like 5006, it gets eat up quick. I don't know, you can kind of see it. I went extra hard with the clear coat on the roof of the car, because your roof, the deck, and the hood take the most abuse. Obviously, they're facing up in the sun. But that's pretty much the update for now. I suppose we'll get busy. And yeah, do me a favor, like, comment, let me know things, and subscribe. Let me know things that you guys would want to see me do, change on the car, whatever the case may be. And just let me know, interact with me. Some channels actually catching some traction. I've had a lot of traffic, a lot of new subscribers, a lot of things going on. So just let me know what you guys want to see. I'm here for you, and figured I'd document the journey on this car, and then we'll get into doing other things. I still got to figure out somebody to help me tune this thing, because I'm not a tuner. I've got the HP MPVI2, whatever that thing was. So I'm fully capable of getting in and making changes, but I don't know how. And it's not really something I want to dink with either, because you could screw it up pretty quick from what I understand. And if I had a carburetor and a distributor, no problem. Tune it up. But yeah. Got to find somebody to help with that. We got to figure out where we want to take it to get dynoed. And, that's down the road stuff, but we're getting closer by the minute. And like I said, this thing is ready to rock and roll as far as the short block goes. Got everything down here torqued, ready to go, rear cover on. I mean, we're getting pretty daggone close to it. But yeah, do me a favor, hit the like button, help me get that algorithm up, comment, and subscribe for me. And we will see you in the next one.